Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. With me as always,
Yeah.
and today we're going deep, like really deep into the world of mental strength. Everyone talks about resilience these days, but
Mm.
what does that actually mean? How do we build it?
Exactly. So we are going to unpack some seriously practical advice. And we have the perfect guide for this journey.
Oh yeah, we were talking about like a self-help guru.
Well, kind of. It's actually a book. We're using Amy Morin's 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
It's packed with actionable strategies. And it's really about identifying those habits that might be holding us back from reaching our full potential.
Ooh, I like that. It's like decluttering,
Yeah.
but for your mind.
Exactly. So instead of adding more things, it's about recognizing what we need to let go of.
Okay, I am intrigued.
Nice.
Let's dive right in. What's the first don't on Morin's list?
The first one is mentally strong people don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves.
Okay, so it's not about denying your feelings. When something bad happens, it's okay to feel sad or disappointed.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's natural to have those emotions,
Yeah.
but it's about what you do with them, how you process them.
It's like you can acknowledge the feeling, but you don't let it consume you.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that dwelling on the negative won't actually change the situation. It just keeps you stuck.
It's like that saying, wallowing in self-pity is like rocking in a rocking chair. It feels good, but you don't get anywhere. I just made that up. But
That's pretty good. And Mornell actually talks about reframing those negative experiences.
reframing, okay, I'm interested. Tell me more.
It's about shifting your focus from the problem to the solution. Instead of why me, it's more like, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I move forward?
It's like turning a setback into a stepping stone.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And she uses this brilliant analogy of Thomas Edison.
Oh, yeah. Like the light bulb guy.
Exactly. He failed over 1,000 times before he perfected the light bulb. But he didn't give up. He saw each failure as data, as valuable information. That helped him refine his approach.
I never thought about it that way. It's like failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process.
Right. It's all about perspective. Mentally strong people see those setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow.
I love that. Okay, so number one is don't wallow in self-pity. Reframe those experiences, learn from them, and move on. What's number two?
Okay. Don't number two is mentally strong people don't give away their power.
Oh, that sounds intriguing, but what does that actually mean?
It's about recognizing that you have control over your emotional responses, no matter what's happening around you.
It's like you can't control external events, but you can control how you react to them.
Exactly. Think about it this way. Someone cuts you off in traffic.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
You can let that ruin your whole day.
Yeah.
Right? Get all stressed out, road rage even. But a mentally strong person would recognize that they can't control that other driver's actions.
But they can control their own reaction.
Exactly. They might take a deep breath, remind themselves that it's not personal, and choose to let it go.
Okay, so it's like mental jujitsu. You're redirecting that negative energy instead of letting it knock you down.
I like that analogy. It's about taking back your power and choosing how you respond to the world around you.
It's making me think about all those times I've let someone else's bad mood ruin my day. It's like, wait, I gave them way too much power.
And this ties into emotional boundaries too, knowing what you will and will not accept from others.
Boundaries, yes. That's something I'm definitely working on. It's like learning to say no without feeling guilty, protecting your own energy.
Exactly. And that's a huge part of mental strength, knowing your worth and standing up for yourself.
This is good stuff, folks. Okay, we've tackled two don'ts. What's next on Morin's list?
Number three might surprise you. It's don't shy away from change.
Wait, really? But change can be scary.
It definitely can. Our brains are wired to seek comfort and familiarity.
So we're basically hardwired to resist change.
In a way, yes. But mentally strong people recognize that change is essential for growth.
It's like you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
Exactly. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you expand your capacity for resilience, whether it's moving to a new city, starting a new job, or ending a relationship.
Okay, so those experiences, even if they're tough, they ultimately make us stronger.
Absolutely. It's like building a mental muscle. The more you challenge yourself, the more resilient you become.
So facing those fears, even in small ways, is like a workout for our mental strength.
Exactly. And Morin offers a great tip for dealing with that change-related anxiety.
Oh, I need this tip. I'm a bit of a worrywart when it comes to change.
She suggests reframing your perspective. Instead of focusing on the potential downsides.
Like, what if it goes wrong? What if I failed?
Exactly. Instead, make a list of the potential benefits that change could bring. Focus on the long-term vision, the opportunities that might emerge.
So it's like, okay, change is scary, but what if this leads to something amazing? I like that.
It's about shifting your focus from fear to possibility.
Reframing. We're doing a lot of that today. Okay, what's the next mental strength don't?
This one is a cornerstone of many philosophies, actually. It's don't waste energy on things you can't control.
Ooh, this sounds like a Stoic principle.
Yes, it's about recognizing the difference between what you can influence and what you absolutely cannot.
Okay, so things like the weather, traffic, other people's opinions, worrying about them doesn't change anything, does it?
It just drains your energy. And what's fascinating is the link to mindfulness. The more you practice being present in this moment, the less you get caught up in those what-if anxieties.
Oh man, I'm a champion worrier. I can spend hours stressing about things that never even happen. It's exhausting.
It really is. And Morin suggests a simple question to ask yourself in those moments. What, if anything, can I control in the situation? It helps shift your focus from feeling helpless to taking action.
Okay, so instead of complaining about the traffic, you focus on finding a new podcast to listen to or practicing some deep breathing techniques.
You got it. It's about directing your energy towards something productive, something you can actually influence.
This is making me think about all those pointless arguments I've had where I was trying to change someone's mind. It's like, let it go. Focus on what you can control.
Exactly. And that can be so liberating,
It really can. Okay, we're on a roll here. What's our next mental strength don't?
This one can be tough, especially in today's world.
Mm-hmm.
But mentally strong people don't worry about pleasing everyone.
Ooh, yeah, this is a big one. Social media has made this one even harder. It's like we're all trying to win some imaginary popularity contest.
Right. But constantly seeking validation from others can be so draining.
It's exhausting. And honestly, it's impossible to make everyone happy all the time.
Exactly. And mentally strong people understand this. They prioritize their own values and goals.
So it's about being true to yourself, even if it means disappointing someone.
Yes. It's about setting healthy boundaries and recognizing that it's okay to say no sometimes.
So like protecting your own mental and emotional space.
Exactly. It's not selfish.
Right.
It's self-care.
I love that. It's making me think about all those times I've said yes to things I didn't really want to do just because I didn't want to let someone down.
It's a common struggle. But learning to say no is so empowering.
It really is. Okay, this is getting deep, folks. We're starting to uncover some serious mental strength secrets. What's our next don't?
This one is closely related to the last one. It's don't fear taking calculated risks.
Ooh, calculated risks.
Yeah.
So not just like jumping out of a plane without a parachute.
Not exactly. It's about weighing potential outcomes, assessing the pros and cons, and making informed decisions.
So it's not about being reckless, it's about being strategic.
Precisely. Think about any successful entrepreneur, any artist, any innovator. They've all taken risks, but they did so with a plan.
So it's like leap, but look before you leap.
Exactly. It's about informed decision-making. And Morin suggests this really helpful exercise.
Oh, I love a good exercise. Tell me more.
Before taking a big leap, write down all the potential risks and all the potential rewards. This helps you approach the decision with logic, as well as with intuition.
So you're basically doing a risk-benefit analysis.
Exactly. It helps you manage fear with information.
That's brilliant. It takes the emotion out of it.
Yeah.
And helps you make a clear-headed decision.
And it can also help you identify those risks that are just not worth taking.
Okay, so calculated risks. Yes, reckless risks. No, got it. What's our next don't?
This one builds on what we were just talking about. It's don't dwell on the past.
Oh, man, this is a tough one. We all have regrets. Things we wish we'd done differently.
But mentally strong people understand that dwelling on the past doesn't change anything. It just keeps you stuck.
It's like beating yourself up for something you can't change.
Exactly. And Morin talks about the importance of self-forgiveness.
Self-forgiveness. I like that. Tell me more.
It's about acknowledging the lesson from a past experience, but without letting it define you.
It's like saying, okay, I made a mistake, but I learned from it, and I'm moving forward.
Exactly. It's about releasing that guilt and shame and focusing on what you can do differently in the future.
It's turning those past experiences into fuel for growth, rather than letting them hold you back.
Right. It's about shifting your focus from the rearview mirror to the road ahead.
I love that analogy. Okay, so don't dwell on the past, forgive yourself, and move on. What's our next mental strength? Don't.
This one is about accountability. Mentally strong people don't make the same mistakes over and over.
Ooh, accountability check. I think we all know that making mistakes is inevitable. It's part of being human. But what separates the mentally strong is how they handle those mistakes.
Exactly. They don't just brush them under the rug. They analyze what went wrong.
It's like they're doing a post-mortem on each mistake.
Exactly. They ask themselves, why did this happen? What can I do differently next time?
It's like they're turning those mistakes into little research experiments, data points on the path to self-improvement.
You know what? That's a great way to think about it.
I'm picturing a mentally strong person with the lab coat and a clipboard, jotting down notes after each fumble.
I love that visual. It's about approaching those mistakes with curiosity, not judgment.
That's so important. It's like, instead of beating yourself up, you're saying, interesting data, how can I optimize this process?
And that shift in perspective can be so powerful. It turns mistakes into opportunities for growth.
Okay, so don't. Number 8 is, don't repeat the same mistakes. Analyze them, learn from them, and move on. What's number 9?
This one can be tricky, especially in our comparison-obsessed culture. It's don't resent other people's success.
Oof, yeah, that's a tough one. It's so easy to get caught up in envy, especially with social media constantly showcasing everyone's highlight reel.
But envy is like a poison. It eats away at you from the inside.
It's like a mental termite chewing away at your foundation.
And it doesn't actually help you achieve your own goals, does it?
Nope, it just makes you feel bad.
Mentally strong people understand this, and they choose to focus on their own journey.
It's less about why not me and more about good for them. What can I learn from their success?
Exactly. They see other people's achievements as something to be inspired by, not threatened by.
It's like shifting your mindset from competition to collaboration.
Right. It's recognizing that there's enough success to go around.
It's abundance thinking, not scarcity thinking.
Exactly. And Morin suggests this helpful reframing technique.
Oh, I love those. What is it?
When you feel that pang of jealousy, ask yourself, what can I learn from their success? It turns envy into fuel for your own growth.
That's so smart. It's like taking that negative energy and channeling it into something positive.
And it helps you focus on what you can control, your own efforts, your own actions.
I love this. It's like we're building a mental strength arsenal here. Okay, what's don't number 10?
This one's all about resilience, is don't give up after the first failure.
We're talking about grit, perseverance, that never give up attitude.
Exactly. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success.
It's part of the journey.
Exactly. Think about any major accomplishment, any breakthrough innovation. It was almost certainly preceded by setbacks and challenges.
It's like, if you're not failing sometimes, you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough.
Truth. Mentally strong people embrace those failures. They learn from them, they adapt, and they keep moving forward.
It's like those inflatable punching clowns. You knock them down, but they always pop back up.
Love that image. And Morin suggests a great way to build this resilience muscle.
Oh, tell me. I need some of that.
After a setback, analyze what happened, what you learned, and how you can adjust your approach for next time.
So it's not about avoiding failure. It's about making failure work for you.
Right. It's about extracting those valuable lessons and using them to fuel future success.
Failure becomes a teacher, not a tormentor.
Exactly. All right, we're cruising through these don'ts like a mental strength power squad. What's next?
Hit me with it. I'm ready for more.
This one might be a bit counterintuitive in our hyper-connected world. Mentally strong people don't fear alone time.
Whoa, that is counterintuitive. It's like we're constantly bombarded with messages telling us to be social, to network, to be out there.
But solitude is essential for mental well-being. It's where you recharge your batteries, connect with yourself, and cultivate self-awareness.
It's like giving your mind a spa day. No distractions, no demands, just pure rejuvenation.
And Morin highlights that alone time is crucial for creativity and innovation, too. Some of our best ideas come to us when we're quiet and reflective, not when we're constantly plugged in.
It makes total sense. It's like, how can you hear your own inner wisdom if there's a constant barrage of external noise?
Exactly. And she suggests scheduling just 10-15 minutes of quiet time each day. Even that small dose can make a huge difference.
Okay. I am adding that to my to-do list right now. Because let's be honest, most of us are addicted to our devices.
It's like we've forgotten how to just be without input or stimulation.
And that constant stimulation can be so exhausting.
It can lead to anxiety, stress, and a sense of feeling lost.
So embracing solitude, even in small doses, can be a powerful antidote.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between connection and disconnection.
Okay, I'm ready for the next mental strength don't. What's number 12?
This one might ruffle some feathers, but mentally strong people don't feel the world owes them anything.
That's an interesting one. I think it's about entitlement versus earned success, right?
You got it. They understand that
Yeah.
success, happiness, recognition, these are not things you're entitled to. They're earned through hard work, dedication, and a willingness to learn and grow.
So it's not about waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap. It's about creating those opportunities.
Exactly. And it's about gratitude, recognizing and appreciating what you have, rather than focusing on what you lack.
It's like, instead of complaining about not having the latest gadget, you're grateful for the roof over your head, the food on your table, the people who love you.
And that shift in perspective can be so powerful. It frees you from resentment and allows you to focus on what you can actually control.
It's like, instead of feeling like a victim of circumstance, you become the author of your own story.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
And Morin suggests a simple practice to cultivate this gratitude.
I'm all ears. Tell me more.
Regularly acknowledge the opportunities you've been given, big and small. It helps shift your focus from scarcity to abundance.
I love that. It's like training your brain to see the glass half full instead of half empty.
Right. It's about focusing on what you have, not what you lack.
Okay. We are on the home stretch. What's our final mental strength don't?
This one's a real challenge in our instant gratification world. Mentally strong people don't expect immediate results.
Patience, young grasshopper. It's a virtue, but it's definitely not easy to cultivate in a world of instant downloads and next-day delivery.
We're wired for quick rewards,
Yeah.
but real, lasting change takes time and consistent effort.
It's like you can't expect to run a marathon if you've only been jogging around the block.
Or build a house overnight. Right. It requires planning, patience, and a willingness to stick with it, even when you don't see immediate progress.
It's about trusting the process, knowing that you're moving in the right direction, even if the results aren't instantly visible.
And Morin suggests breaking down those big goals into smaller, more manageable milestones. Celebrate those mini victories along the way.
So it's like, instead of focusing on the summit of the mountain, you appreciate the view from each base camp?
Exactly. And that sense of accomplishment fuels your continued efforts.
So it's not about avoiding the journey. It's about enjoying the journey.
And recognizing that progress takes time.
I'm feeling so inspired right now. It's like we've been given a roadmap to mental strength.
And the best part, it's all within our control.
It's empowering, isn't it? Knowing that we have the power to shape our own minds, our own responses to the world.
It's like we've been given a set of mental tools, and it's up to us to use them.
This has been a seriously insightful deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much already.
And we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore in Morin's book.
I can't wait to delve into the rest of these don'ts. This is going to be a mental strength marathon, folks.
And remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Exactly. Consistency is key.
And we'll be right here with you, every step of the way.
So make sure you tune in for our next deep dive, where we'll continue our exploration of these powerful mental habits.
We can't wait to continue this journey with you.
All right, folks, that's it for now. But get ready to level up your mental strength in part 2.
We'll be back soon.
See you then.
Okay, so picking up where we left off. Mentally strong people don't resent other people's success.
Oh, yeah. This is a big one. It's like we live in this comparison culture where we're constantly bombarded with images of other people's perfect lives.
Right. And it's so easy to get caught up in that trap of thinking, why not me?
Or they don't deserve it.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Resenting someone else's success doesn't actually help you achieve your own goals.
It just makes you miserable.
Exactly. And it takes away your energy and focus from what you should be doing.
It's like you're so busy looking over your shoulder at what everyone else is doing that you trip and fall on your own path.
Perfect analogy. Mentally strong people understand that someone else's success doesn't diminish their own potential.
It's not a zero-sum game. Right.
Exactly. They see success as something to be celebrated, not something to be envied.
So instead of feeling threatened by someone else's achievements, you see it as inspiration.
Right. It's like, wow, if they can do it, maybe I can too.
It's like expanding your own sense of what's possible.
And they genuinely celebrate those achievements because they know that a rising tide lifts all boats.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
like, we're all in this together. We should be supporting each other, not tearing each other down.
And Morin suggests a great way to reframe those feelings of envy.
I'm all about reframing. Tell me more.
When you feel that pang of jealousy, ask yourself, what can I learn from their success?
Ooh, That's good. It's turning that negative emotion into something productive.
Exactly. It helps you shift your focus from resentment to curiosity.
From why them to how did they do it?
Exactly. Okay. Ready for don't number 10?
Hit me with it. I'm feeling mentally strong already.
Mentally strong people don't give up after the first failure.
We're talking about perseverance, grit, that stick-to-itiveness.
Exactly. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey.
It's like those inspirational quotes you see on Instagram, like, fall 7 times, stand up 8.
Exactly. They know that setbacks are inevitable, but they don't let those setbacks define them.
They use them as fuel to keep going.
Right. They see failures as opportunities to learn and grow.
It's like Thomas Edison with the light bulb.
Right. Exactly. He didn't give up after the first try, or the 10th, or even the 100th.
It's like that saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
And Morin suggests a great way to process those failures.
I'm all ears. Tell me.
After a setback, ask yourself 3 questions. What went wrong? What did I learn? And what can I do differently next time?
So it's like turning those failures into mini experiments.
Exactly. You're gathering data, analyzing the results, and using that information to improve your approach.
I love that. It's like failure becomes your teacher, not your enemy.
Exactly. All right, ready for number 11?
Bring it on.
This one might surprise you. Mentally strong people don't fear alone time.
Whoa, that is surprising. It's like we live in this culture of constant connection, FOMO, you know?
Right. But solitude is essential for mental and emotional well-being. It's where you recharge, connect with yourself, and gain clarity.
It's like giving your mind a break from all the noise and stimulation.
Exactly. And Morin talks about how alone time can actually boost creativity and productivity.
Really? Tell me more.
When you're constantly bombarded with information and distractions, it's hard for your mind to wander, to make those creative connections.
It's like you need that space for your own thoughts and ideas to percolate.
Exactly. And she suggests scheduling even just 10-15 minutes of quiet time each day.
10 to 15 minutes. I can do that. I mean, I probably spend more time than that scrolling through social media.
It's about being intentional with your time and making space for solitude.
Okay, I'm going to try that. I think I could use a little more quiet time in my life. What's don't number 12?
This one's about perspective. Mentally strong people don't feel the world owes them anything.
That's an interesting one. It's about entitlement versus gratitude.
Right. Exactly. They understand that success, happiness, recognition, these are not things you're entitled to. They're earned through hard work, dedication, and a willingness to learn and grow.
It's like that old saying, the only thing you're entitled to is your opinion.
Exactly. They don't expect handouts or special treatment. They know that they have to create their own opportunities.
It's about taking ownership of your life.
Right. And it's about gratitude.
Yeah.
Appreciating what you have, instead of focusing on what you lack.
It's like shifting your focus from scarcity to abundance.
Precisely. And Morin suggests a simple practice to cultivate this gratitude.
Ooh, I'm always up for some practical tips.
Regularly acknowledge the opportunities you've been given, big and small.
It's like taking a moment to appreciate the good things in your life, even the small things.
Exactly. It helps you shift your perspective from, I don't have enough, to, I have so much to be grateful for.
I love that. Okay, we're on the last one. What's the final mental strength don't?
This one can be challenging in our instant gratification world. Mentally strong people don't expect immediate results.
Patience, patience, patience. It's a virtue, but it's definitely not something that comes naturally to most of us.
We live in a world where everything is fast and instant.
We want it all, and we want it now.
Right. But real, lasting change takes time and consistent effort.
It's like, you can't expect to get six-pack abs after one workout.
Or become fluent in a new language overnight.
Or write a best-selling novel in a weekend.
Exactly. It takes time, dedication, and a willingness to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results.
It's about trusting the process.
It's celebrating those small wins along the way.
It's like, instead of focusing on the summit of the mountain, you enjoy the view from each base camp.
Exactly. And Morin suggests breaking down those big goals into smaller, more manageable milestones.
So it's like, instead of I want to lose 50 pounds, it's I'm going to focus on losing 5 pounds this month.
And then celebrate that accomplishment when you reach it.
It's like giving yourself those little rewards along the way to keep your motivation high.
Exactly. Okay, so we've covered all 13 don'ts. What are your thoughts?
I'm feeling so inspired. It's like we've been given this incredible toolkit for building mental strength.
And the best part is, It's all within our control.
It's empowering, isn't it? Knowing that we have the power to shape our own minds, our own responses to the world.
And it's a journey, not a destination.
It's stuck. We're always learning and growing.
And it's not about being perfect.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
This has been a seriously eye-opening deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
I know, right? There's so much more to explore in Morin's book and in the world of mental strength in general.
But for now,
Let's take a break
recharge our mental batteries,
and come back for part 3,
where we'll wrap up this deep dive.
and leave you with some final thoughts and inspiration.
We'll see you soon.
All right, folks, welcome back. So we've been deep diving into Amy Morin's 13 things mentally strong people don't do.
We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
Seriously, it's like our brains are doing a mental strength workout.
And hopefully our listeners are feeling the burn too.
I know I am. But you know what strikes me about all of this?
What's that?
It's not just about individual growth, is it?
You're right. It's about so much more.
It's like these principles, these don'ts, they have ripple effects.
Exactly. Imagine a world where everyone embraced these habits,
Where people didn't waste energy on things they couldn't control.
where they didn't resent other people's success.
Or they didn't give up after the first failure.
It would be a completely different world, wouldn't it?
Seriously, it's like we'd be able to solve any problem.
Because we'd be approaching those problems with a different mindset,
A more resilient mindset.
a more solution-focused mindset.
It's like Morin Lee's is a guide not just for personal growth, but for creating a better world.
I think that's a beautiful way to put it.
It's like, be the change you want to see, but with a mental strength upgrade.
Exactly. It's about having the tools and the mindset to not just survive, but thrive in a world that's constantly changing and challenging us.
Yeah. You know, when we started this deep dive, I thought we were going to talk about like positive affirmations.
Like maybe some visualization techniques.
But this is so much deeper than that. It's about rewiring our entire approach to life.
It's about recognizing the power we have to shape our own reality.
Our own responses, our own destiny.
And it's not about being perfect.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Right, exactly. It's
Yeah.
about embracing the full spectrum of human experience, the highs and the lows, and using those experiences to fuel our growth.
And remember, folks, we don't have to do this alone. There's a wealth of resources out there to support us on this journey.
Books, podcasts, therapists, communities, find what works for you and reach out for help when you need it.
So if there's one thing you take away from this deep dive, it's this. You have the power within you to cultivate resilience, overcome challenges, and create a more fulfilling life.
Don't underestimate your own strength.
Well said. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of mental strength.
It's been a pleasure exploring this topic with you.
And as always, stay curious, keep learning, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into a new and intriguing subject.
Until then, take care and stay strong.
See you all soon.